This is the story of the Murphy honeybee swarm. The players are homeowner Philip and son Akira, neighbor Paula, and neighbor Lee with the camera. And, most importantly, Christine from the Puget Sound Beekeepers Association. The problem presented at about 3 p.m. on this Sunday afternoon. A swarm consisting of several thousand honeybees formed in a small pear tree in front of the Murphy residence. Honeybees are scarce around our neighborhood, and we wanted them to survive their adventure. A bit of work with Mr. Google located the Puget Sound Beekeepers Association and a select group of experienced bee handlers that could rescue this swarm and provide a nice hive to further bee operations. The bees seem single-minded and present as very docile creatures. There seemed to be no issue with moving in very close for a detailed look. None of us were threatened in any fashion over the hour or so that we were in their immediate vicinity. Enter bee handler Christine with her assemblage of frames, boxes, and surprisingly, little protective gear.
A hive, and I'd like to shake them in the hive and then place the hive right there.
So they can find their way in.
And the rest will find their way.
Yeah,
that
cool.
really makes sure that
Sure.
the majority of them go in.
Yeah. How long is that process? About that?
I was at a beekeeper's house yesterday, and he had two of his hives swarm. And they landed in his own
Space.
fruit tree. I mean, very close.
Behind my cousin, and my cousin kicks the beehive. The bee's gonna sting me. Whoa, that's wild.
And see, they will just march in. If you can get that on video, that's actually pretty cool to see. If you see them march in. Very likely. That's when you get a good march like that. And the ones that are standing on the entrance, they have their rear ends up and they're fanning their wings and they're releasing a pheromone that tells the others to come on in. So let's see. There's kind of a... Yeah. Sometimes you can see her, but I don't see. Everyone is kind of standing still.
And there's the speed of process of reproduction.
Yeah.
There's a few going in, but a little more staying.
movement.
Good.
Well, that did a lot.
What are your thoughts right now?
I'm just wondering if the queen is up here somewhere. I'm just looking to see if I can spot her. Chances are, kind of low to spot her, but one can always hope. I'm just... Yes, there's definitely some movement inside, to go in. That's really what I would like to see, is everyone wanting to go in.
Yeah, looks like they are
They're
sort of heading that way.
Yeah, it's like
okay,
they're
now,
like little,
now
they're like little magnets.
Now they're
okay.
getting serious about this.
Yeah, I mean it's like a march. It's so. I mean, when it happens, it's so cool to see how they march in.
So when they get in there,
They move between the walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
there's room to do that.
Yes. There's between this board on the top and the top of the frames you saw. There is enough room for them to walk, and also on the bottom and around the sides.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Now, if for some reason the queen didn't get in there, then would they just leave?
Well, if she was, I don't think there are enough bees
No,
up
they're
there.
shrinking now all the time.
They look very like, it smells of her still.
Right.
The branch will still have her pheromone on it, but they can't tell. If she was still up there, the ball would be
Right. I thought
reforming.
it wasn't a while ago, but now it's definitely shrinking.
So,
Yeah, and they're definitely now very excited about it.
but I think she's in there. Because they're very, I see a lot of them are standing at the
we're gonna have
entrance,
to get in there.
fanning, letting their sisters know that this is where you want to go.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If they light shield or amazing.
A frame full of bees, and I want them to kind of move out of the way. I'll blow on them, and they will move, but they will also kind of start flying at me.
Right.
So they definitely they
Mix it.
can key in to that.
Drone's job is to do what?
There's another
To
drone.
spread the genetic material
Yeah.
by mating with virgin queens from other hives.
Oh, I see.
Down for
winter, a lot of the drones get kicked out because they really do nothing but eat. And in the fall, when they're really all into conserving resources, they just kick them out.
As a service.
Yeah, or beekeeper, yeah.
Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Do you like breed the bees? Do you just assume that they like take care of propagating?
For pheromone, and they get used to her, and then they will have accepted her, and they will be basically have sworn allegiance to her.
Right.
And so that's kind of how, mostly her abdomen is longer. But I would say she's in the hive at this point.
They definitely took.
I don't think she's out anymore.
And I mean, do you stay forever, or eventually do you take off and just leave a few gallop behind, and that's just the way it works?
And I think oftentimes I go home and I come back like right at dusk.
Yeah.
But this is perfect time of day to do this because there you go.
It's selection of the fittest, of the brightest. The best and the brightest.
That's right. That's who we want. That's who I want. Usually a regular sized hive is made up of 3 of these boxes.
Right.
And then
Now, when you say it gets taller, so you would take the top off and add? Or?
I take this lid and the board you saw underneath. I take that off and then I add another box. And by the end of the summer, and this is a nice early swarm, by the end of the summer they might be in 5 boxes. And then anything that's over, I usually keep my bees in 4, so anything that's over 4 boxes is honey for me then. Because they keep the...
They obviously need their own supply.
Yes, and they keep the brood, what's called the brood nest where the queen lays, is usually about 2 boxes, and then the 3rd box is pretty much by...
Well, she'll move again, so if you put 2 more boxes on top of it, she might move up another one.
She will definitely move into the 2nd box,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, the bees will draw out the, that foundation you saw, they will draw honeycomb onto that.
And I'll be your heart.